Why do I collect toys as a 34-year-old man? That's a good question. Well, let's try to get inside the mind of a collector. Some people call me a hoarder. I say that is incorrect. I am not a hoarder at all. I display my collection. I put it on shelves and it's in a nice, neat fashion. The types of stuff I collect are Masters of the Universe, The Real Ghostbusters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and various other properties, but those are the three big ones. Now, the reason why I collect probably isn't extremely simple, but I'll try to get down to the basics. Of course, my first toy line was Masters of the Universe. I watched the cartoon, I played with the toys, I wore the underwear. I mean, I had the lunchbox, I had the t-shirts, the pajamas, you name it, I had it as a kid. It's pretty much like any kid has. They have the one toy line that they have and get pretty obsessed with it, and their parents buy them everything from it if they have the money, and it's really awesome. Now, I look back at my Masters figures, and I can go into my basement and look at those shelves, and each figure, it takes me back to a time when I was playing with them, whether it be with my brother or with a friend or whatever the case. I mean, I can remember looking at the mini comic cover where He-Man's got the battle axe, and he's about ready to cut off this tentacle, of this creature that's wrapping around his leg, and as a kid I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna cut his leg off, and it's just like the imagination that it brought out in us kids was just amazing. And to this day I'm very fond of that. A lot of us as adults look back at our childhood, and if it was happy, it makes us happy. If it was bad, we're still sad about that stuff. And that's why I try to, make my kids' lives like pretty good, because if I don't, I'm afraid it's going to mess them up for life. But, everybody's got their quirks and their things, and, stuff that made them happy and sad. And, my childhood wasn't the best. There's a lot of crazy stuff that happened, but, there really were some good times, and a lot of those times did involve, playing with friends and my brother, and with toys. After Masters of the Universe, I remember getting, there were various other ones, Silverhawks and Thundercats and Sectars and Musclemen, and just, you name it. Just in the 80s, every kid loved it. But the big one for me was then the Real Ghostbusters, and I do have a lot of them on my shelf too. It was very interesting cartoon and toy line, just kind of like gross and goofy and dark and awesome. And to this day, that cartoon is amazing. And of course the movie's my favorite movie, and Bill Murray, how do you not like that, right? After the Real Ghostbusters, I, as every kid around my age in the late 80s got into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that exploded. Where He-Man was huge, Ninja Turtles took over the world. They had 3 feature films back then. They had a cartoon that went for 10 seasons that had just tons of toys, tons of different actual turtle variants and stuff like that. And just as a kid, it was amazing. I was a little bit older. I was probably like 8 or 9 when I got into it, and it was easy for me and all of my friends to just get together and bring our Ninja Turtle carrying case, and we'd just have epic battles, and it takes me back to a wonderful time. And when I go into my room again, and I see those Ninja Turtles, and I go, oh, I remember when I got that Michelangelo. My mom brought it home at this time, and stuff like that. Oh, I remember getting that sewer swimming Donatello, and just stuff like that. Like it just takes me back to those happy points, and it allows me to forget that there were some bad times, and it allows me to forget that there's bad times now. Not that there aren't good times now, because there definitely are, but it definitely it reminds me that my childhood wasn't all crappy. And so I don't know, maybe other people are like me, maybe they aren't, but maybe that'll shed a little bit of light into why someone may collect or do that. Other people see a weird, like maybe a Raggedy Ann doll or something, and it's one I had as a kid, and it fills your heart up with happiness, and it's kind of an amazing feeling. And well, at the risk of sounding wacko, I'm going to end this now, but hopefully that sheds some light on the subject, and maybe some of you can relate, and maybe somebody else collects NASCAR or football memorabilia, or music stuff. I mean, it's just all something that makes you happy, and if you don't get it, that's fine. Not everyone's going to, but try not to give people too much of a hard time, huh? All right, guys, have a good day.